This house is part of the saga of the rise and the fall of the Bass family, which has a very important place in the annals of the history of Fort Wayne industry and technology. This is a very distinguished city, if you know its history. In the last half of the 19th century and into the 20th century, up until mid-century or about 1960. Sion Bass was the older brother of John Bass. And Sion Bass was a Southerner, but an abolitionist who came to Fort Wayne in the 1850s and who earned the confidence of the local population and was elected commander of the 30th Indiana Infantry Division. And his horse was shot in the Battle of Shiloh in 1862, I believe it was in April. He got off his horse to tend his horse, and he was shot and died a few days later. His younger brother, he and his younger brother had founded what is Bass Foundries. It came to be known under that name soon after the Civil War. The younger brother, John Bass, took over the foundries and made it into the biggest company in the world in the construction of metal products for railroad building. And he was the richest man in Fort Wayne for 40 years, and he built the huge palatial Bass Mansion. This is an upper middle class house. Sion Bass did not have the huge wealth of his brother, but that company never transitioned into another field in the 20th century after railroad construction was over. As I look around this room, one very notable thing is the original fireplace, which is a pre-Civil War fireplace of the same make, model, and vintage as the fireplace in the room in which Abraham Lincoln died. It's a marble fireplace, and every room has a flat screen TV, 32-inch, which has, of course, local channels, but it also is an internet TV. It's called the Lincoln Suite, and that's because of the fireplace that I just described. It has a sleigh bed in it. We do not have original 19th century beds. They did not make king-size or queen-size beds in the 19th century, but we do have high-quality reproduction Victorian furniture and beds. It has a very large passageway into the bathroom because it is an ADA compliant. That means handicap disability compliant room with a ramp and door on the rear, so a wheelchair can get in here, so a wheelchair can get into the shower, which is 5 foot wide. The wood wainscoting here is original from the middle of the 19th century. We have not painted it. This house was constructed with nails that were individually made, square nails, individually made by a blacksmith. We have a basement here, and it happens in the Lincoln Room. We have the door to the basement. That's where the original kitchen of this house was. Mm-hmm. And it is still visible in the foundation, which is made up of field stones that were cleared along with trees in order to till the land.